A lot of people don't understand that when you're trying to create something, a blog post, social media, up emails, that stuff becomes exhausting. And you feel like you're being pulled all over the place. But in my head, I was like, I want to get it done, but I knew something had to change. And it took me a second to realize that it had to change. So what happened was I homed in on what I call the 5 ones. And the 5 ones was I had to pick a target audience, one traffic source, one offer, one platform for 1 year. That's my 5 ones. That is the mega start to becoming a successful millionaire. That's the mega start, the 5 ones. Focus on that, those 5, and see where you go.
Welcome to the Solopreneur Chronicles podcast, the show where solopreneurs like you learn how to ignite, ascend, and empower a one-person business that works for you, not the other way around. Each week, your host Anthony Porter will bring you actionable strategies, real-life stories, and expert insights to help you attract clients, create consistent content, and turn your passion into profit. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, this is your go-to resource for making big things happen on your own terms. If you're ready to ditch the overwhelm and build a business that fits your life, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Let's dive in.
Welcome back to the Solopreneur Chronicles, the podcast where we help you build a thriving business on your own terms. I'm your host, Mr. Anthony Porter, and today we are going to take a deep look into how to create constant content without being overwhelmed. I say this again, we're going to dive deep into how to create constant content without being overwhelmed. Now, I want to ask you a question. The question is a question that I was asked the other day. I was coming out of a meeting, and one of the guys from the meeting asked me about feeling pressure. And so I thought about that. When I answered it, I said, I'm always feeling pressure. I'm my hardest critic. I'm my worst critic. I'm the person that will make you think that I'm doing just bad. If you talk to me, it's a feeling that I make. It's like, oh, dude, like, somebody has really gotten into his head. I'm my worst critic because I want everything to be perfect. Life isn't perfect, but I want everything to be perfect. So I make things hard on myself. I tweak things. So the question I want to ask you is this: are you feeling buried under the pressure of creating endless content? Because see, some of you coaches, course creators, content creators, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs feel like you got to make a ton of content. Depending on what you're working on, you might have to do that. But here's the thing. You're not alone. You are definitely not alone. Like, you don't understand, like, it's pressure to be an entrepreneur. There is pressure on when you make the conscious decision to say, I'm going to start my own business. Because now you went from working from someone, punching a clock, getting off, going home to either your family, your loved ones, your dog, to now it happens, it's on you. So again, I say, are you feeling buried under the pressure of creating endless content for your business? Now, if you answer this question, yes, you're not alone. If you answer this question, no, then you don't need to be on this episode. But then again, you do need to be on this episode because this episode could help you understand that you might be, whether it's yes or no. Today, we are going to tackle the challenge every single solopreneur. See, when you're first starting out, there are a ton of challenges. You don't know which one challenge that we really need to help you out with over here at the Solopreneur Chronicles is how to pump out amazing content consistently without burning yourself. See, I'm gonna share a system that has helped me stay on track and actually enjoy the process. See, when you are an entrepreneur, Point blank. Just go get you a 9 to 5. But you enjoy what you do, then thing will just come smooth. Now everything is not always going to be peaches and cream. Everything always going to be, but at least you have a satisfaction that something that you have put your hard work into, your blood, sweat, and tears, has literally generated something for you to depict and understand. So before we dive in, I need you to do me a favor. See, over here at the Chronicles, we are all about. We don't want no tire kickers. We don't need no lazy people. We want action players. Because see, what I learned is the more action you take, the more successful you will be. Because then you can go out track. See, like when I write down in my failure journal. See, I have a failure journal. My journal that tells me what I did wrong on a certain aspect of my life. In order for me to be successful, I know what I did wrong. How are you going to fix anything if you don't know what's broken? Let that ponder and let that marinate in your brain. How are you going to fix anything if you don't? So, again, I need you to do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future episodes that I pack up in a nice little package for you of this solopreneur gold. Because once this gold hits, everything becomes. See, we're trying to be like the music industry. When you start to get everything in, you're trying to learn, you're being pulled in different directions. But then you get your first hit and you become a gold. Now you want to be platinum. Once you get diamond is when you hit 70. Platinum is 6. Diamond is 10. 10 figures. I'm telling you, that's the goal. But in order to do that, you got to put in the work. So hit the subscribe button so you don't miss this goal. Because right now we're in the gold process. If you're loving the show, leave a Spotify. See, it helps others, in your niche, these other awesome solopreneurs, find us, find our community, find the show so they can get this tutelage like you. One thing you gotta understand is, man, the more value you give, the more purpose you serve, the better off you be. We can't gatekeep the information. See, that's why we gotta make sure that those who are less fortunate become fortunate. If we build those business aspirations, we can get in on some of this tax break money just as well as coming up. Think about it. All right. So, like I said, sit back, relax. We're going to jump right into one of the most prestigious episodes you can think of. We are going to jump into what I consider something very valuable for you solopreneurs, because I went through this, and that is how we're going to create constant content without burning. Y'all stay tuned. All right, then, let's get real. It's time to buckle up. Make sure you grab you a pen. You got a notebook. Hey, listen. Anytime you catch up with the Chronicles, have a notebook. But it's time to get cracking. All right. So for years, many years ago, I was drowning in content chaos. Like, I was literally trying to create content all over the place. I felt like I was always in scramble mode. I felt like Michael Vick running around in the backfield chased by Warren Sapp and Simeon Rice. A lot of people don't understand that when you're trying to create something, a blog post, social media, emails, that stuff becomes exhausting. And you feel like you're being pulled all over the place. But in my head, I was like, I want to get it done, but I knew something had to change. And it took me a second to realize that it had to change. So what happened was I homed in on what I call the 5 1s. And the 5 1s was, I had to pick one target audience, one traffic source, one offer, one platform for 1 year. That's my 5 1. That is the mega start to becoming a successful millionaire. That's the mega start. The 5 1s. Focus on that. Those 5. And see where you go. Now, The game changer for me, like I said, I realized that content creation doesn't have to be that struggle, that uphill battle, that constant trying to get it right. I was too busy trying to go viral instead of sitting around making valuable content. I say that again. I was too busy trying to go instead of making that valuable content. See, I realized that it's all about working smarter and not harder. Now, I preached that when I was coaching football. When it got to my business, then I didn't take what I always preached and made it come to reality. What I realized is I'm coaching football, the same thing in coaching businesses and things like that. If you're an entrepreneur, you got to work smarter and not harder. And so I had to figure out a solid system and put that in place that could automate my business. Now, automate my podcast, that's an amazing thing because my content, once I start spitting it out, it gives you the value, but it's evergreen because it's there. It's right there in your face, 24/7. If you miss something, you can always go back. If you want to see it in visual, you can look at it on YouTube. At the end of the day, right now it's evergreen. For me, as a solopreneur host, this is a free way for me to do stuff. Everything that I have, I already had. So I really had no need to go purchase nothing but some lapel mics. That's it. That was it. Nothing in particular was going to keep me from being a solopreneur. And I started with, was still working. At the time, I'm on the verge of retirement. Yes, I'm young enough to retire. I started working at a young age. But my choice is I had to figure out what I was going to do. And once I figured it out, it was all great. So what I did was I came up with 3 to 5 strategies that detail the details of what I had to do. So when you think about what is it that you have to do, what is it that makes a solopreneur go? Well, for one, first thing I did was I ditched random acts of content and embraced the power of planning. Once I plan, I have a board, okay? Man, TikTok board, I'm telling you, I can't wait to get that joint. But I have a board, and each week I come in, especially on Sundays, I plan it out. So as an entrepreneur, I put it on my board, which trust me, it's there. All right, so I ditched the random acts, and then I started embracing and planning what I was going to do. I started creating a simple content calendar. What I did was, and that's the reason why I ordered this calendar, because I wanted to sit there and say, oh, this is what I want to post. I got one that I'm using, and that's Instagram. So my content right now, I'm in the process of just backing away from Instagram so I get the algorithm back on my side. What I start posting is going to be specifically about solopreneur, specifically about that. So I got the calendar in my head. I didn't do anything fancy. Nothing fancy about this. You can start with a spreadsheet. You can start with a notebook. Anything will work. But what I did was I started mapping out my ideas for a month. So I went from, say, like right now, I'm batching out and coming up with ideas for January. Matter of fact, my content calendar is finished. Content calendar is done. I'm just waiting for December 31st, 2024, my first piece of content is going to go out. And then from then on, it's on and pop. Okay. So like I said, you map it out, you assign specific tools for each week. I have themes: motivational Monday, midweek mayhem on Wednesdays, transformation Tuesdays, throwback Thursdays, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. My themes have worked itself in, but I don't like the name, so I'm gonna redo them and make sure everything is copacetic, because I want it to be the roadmap that eliminates the daily hectic dilemma of trying to make sure that content is created. See, I'm taking back my time as I get into what I need to do. Now, be it the fact that that's part one, well, here's strategy number 2. I had to figure out how to batch my content. So a lot of people don't understand, like, I come up with my ideas via AI. I'll ask the question, and once I ask the question, it'll spit out some ideas. Then I go do the research. See, I have to know what a solopreneur struggles with in order for me to check content motivational terms about brand awareness. So that's Monday, right? Well, then Tuesday, Instead of me just saying brand awareness or motivational content, I map it out. So for each day inside of that prompt, there it is. And it spits it out in table format, and I take and I upload that to a spreadsheet. Then I jump over to Canva. Now listen to what I'm saying. I'm using tools. All right, I'm using tools. I jump over to Canva. When I jump over to Canva, there's a way that you go in there, and it's called batch content. You click on that. If it's a post, you make a post. If it's a reel, suggest a reel. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm giving you a suggestion. Reels and stories tend to right now be number one on the platform of, guess what? We just keeping it all the way funky, man. We gonna keep it all the way funky. So when I started batching, this became the lifesaver. Instead of switching between different platforms or different types of content, every single day, I decided and dedicated a specific day for specific tasks. Again, for example, Mondays are writing blog posts. Tuesdays is about recording my podcast episodes. Wednesdays is focused on social media content. And it goes on and on and on and on. But if you pay attention to everything that I'm talking about, everything that I'm saying is when I'm batch content creating, it's all about one specific topic. This allows me to get into the flow and be more efficient. And then the third strategy, one of the, because it's like 5 of them, is repurposing the content. I'll make one long turns can turn into a blog post, which in turns can turn into the content to go on Instagram for Instagram shorts, or Instagram reels or stories. 3 to 4, or depending on how long the podcast is, can go for what I want to say, YouTube shorts. I can post it on Facebook. I can post it on TikTok. I'm rebranded, so one video can turn into 40 to 50 pieces of content. Y'all don't understand. So I'm not Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk spits out 250 people. I'm spitting out 40 to 50 a week. It started. So, some of these posts can help you out. So we try to pay attention. Now understand this: if you use Instagram reels are for entertainment. So you want to entertain, sell, entertain, enter sales, because entertaining and selling on the 5th day helps you generate more any rule. Remember, 20% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. So you have to say, focus on content formats, my people. Focus on that. Focus on what gives you the biggest bang for that buck. Some people like the gram. Some people like to be on TikTok. I look at the metrics. Some of my reels don't do it on Instagram. When I shoot over to TikTok, they popping over. You have to understand, you plan your content, batch your content, repurpose your content. All right. Remember, 80% of everything you do comes from 20% of your efforts. So when I record this podcast, videos there, seriously, the video is right there. But I can repurpose the video, break it down. The audio goes to the Spotify and Apple, and we're good to go. Now, let me tell you this. Embrace your imperfections. And that's number 5. Let go of, and this was the hardest thing for me, Lord Jesus, this was so hard for me. Let go of the perfectionism. That right there was my killer. That hurt me so hard. Don't try to be perfect. The one thing you have to do is you just got to get started. Trust me when I tell you, just get started. Don't get caught up with trying to polish every piece of gold and make sure that it's real shiny, because it's not. You don't want to get caught in the imposter syndrome, the shiny object syndrome. That's when you fail. Aim for excellence, but don't let perfection be your enemy or be the enemy of your progress. Now, we got through the strategies, right? So how about this? Let me give you some action tips. That segment right here. So, all right, we're going to some rapid fire supercharged content to let you know what you can get done and how you can get it done. We're going to get through this real quick. That's how you do it. All right, so tip number 1, use Google Calendar to schedule your content creation day. All right, number 2, set aside dedicated time block for content creation. Treat them like an important appointment. I see so many people talking about they want to do this, they want to do that. They don't know how to treat things like it's of importance. You are a business. You are an entity now. If you're creating content, damn it, you better be able to make sure that you make that's priority number one. Going out hanging out with your people don't work no more. Doing things. Stop fooling with people for 2 months and see who's still around, and then you'll know that your business is number one for you. All right. Number 3, create content templates to streamline your workflow. Basically, create something and so you can keep going back to it. Monday, motivation, got a template for it. Wednesdays, mayhem, got a template for it. Friday, sales, got a template for it. Throwback Thursday, got a template for it. See what I'm saying? It's all about how you create things. It's all about how you make your workflows go smooth. A buddy of mine, well, not a buddy of mine, but a guy that I follow, Dan Cole, he's the master of the 4-hour work week. Everything he's got is template. So, yeah. Tip number 4, calculus tasks like editing and graphic design if your budget allows it. If you're starting out, your budget don't allow, you got to master some of these things. And one of the tools that you can use is one of the things that we are recording with right now. That's riverside.fm. I'm going to leave a link down in the description or in the comments. Here's the one. Because everything that I'm recording, whether it be audio or video, Riverside allows me to break my content down, get it ready for social media. So, especially with this video, especially with video recording, the longer the better. So, hey, we good to go. Once I'm done, I can bench out there and it's ready. I can put that on LinkedIn. I can put it on every platform: LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, which is X. You got to make some minor tweaks to fit each platform. Other than that, we ready to roll. And then finally, take breaks. Don't sit at your desk the whole time. Step away. Go visit. Go watch TV. Go read a book. Go do something. But don't sit at your desk and take up all your time. You will lose your brain cells. You're going to blow your mind, all right? Now, let me give you this real quick. This is what I call Chronicles Importance Tech. This segment is brought to you by none other than me. Because I want to thank me for taking the opportunity to start. I want to thank me for taking the opportunity to learn how to do a podcast. I want to thank me to allow me to give you the information. I'm not being vain. I'm trying to help other solopreneurs, other podcasters, other business owners, other content creators to get to that point that they are comfortable enough they can start creating content and do what they need to do and be successful in their journey of being solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, course creators, consultants, whatever you choose to do. So this is for any niche. But my main focus is solopreneurs. All right, so when you feeling burned out, let me share a quick story with you about my journey. One time or another, I was pushing myself so damn hard, trying to please everyone, everything, everyone. I was trying to be here. I was trying to be that. I was trying to be what I seen on YouTube. I was trying to be what I've seen on TV. At that time, I was stuck with the fatty body syndrome. I wanted to drive those fancy cars. I wanted to live in the fancy house. When it didn't come, it didn't make sense to me. Now, I was creating content around the clock, but the content didn't seem to be valuable enough because nobody was watching. Nobody went viral with me. I wonder why. It wasn't viral content. It wasn't valuable content. It was just content and I was just putting that in. I really wasn't enjoying it because I wasn't burnt. But then I was listening to David Chance and Russell Brunson and Nehemiah Davis. Oh, my God, Mark Ware. Never met these kids. Guess what? I'm not going to limit me. It's more helping others achieve the goal. Then that's what I thought about football. Yeah, football. When I look on TV right now and see a kid that I coached in high school football 8 years ago, he's now playing in the NFL. I have another kid that I coached. He's ready to get drafted to the NFL. That's very important to me. That's real important. I've helped somebody accomplish their goal. They had the talent. I just kept fine-tuning and bring out what I can bring out in those games. So congratulations to those guys. I don't like to drop names, but Shannon Bishop, fake corner from Pittsburgh Steelers, and Justin Weaver, outside linebacker for the University of Kentucky. I'm just one of many. Just one of many that I've had the pleasure of putting a stamp on. I didn't put the imprint on. They've had that done. I'm just bringing it out. But I help create something like you can help create your own content. And then that's when I realized I needed to slow down. See, once I focused on just one and not many, my priorities became very clear to me. So once you prioritize, you become more satisfaction. So I started incorporating more breaks into my schedule, delegating tasks, and basically saying no to more. I started backing away from things. That was the game changer. That's when I realized I was getting good. That's when I realized, hey, feel better about what I'm doing. Let's grab this thing. Now, so there you have it. My top 5 strategies of creating consistent content without feeling overwhelmed. I just gave them to you. I hope you wrote them down. You should have wrote them down. They could be found away in your Rolodex. Remember, we fooling with action takers in our time. Remember, it's all about having a system. See your content, vector your tasks, repurposing your content, focusing on what works, and embracing the imperfections. It's what? It's what, my peoples? Y'all got this. Building a successful business this is not a freaking sprint. It's a marathon. And the effort that you put in, and if you stay focused, and if you stay consistent, keep showing up for your business, for your audience, man, it's totally possible that you could be successful. I say it again, totally possible that you could be successful. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcast. Leave us a review on one of those platforms, whichever one you choose. Leave us a review. It helps the show reach the solopreneurs, just like you, just like me. Get them into the community. That way you might have something that you want to share and let's do it. Great. All right, so let's do that. Am I missing anything? Just remember right now to subscribe to the podcast. The website is actually being developed. I'm a solopreneur. I'm not paying nobody. I know how to build it. I'm almost finished. Be on the lookout. The website will be up pretty soon. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, man. The Solopreneur Chronicles is up and running. It's a rebrand of the Diary of Entrepreneur. If you've been following the diary, stick around the Solopreneur Chronicles. Dive deep. It homes in on what needs to be homed in on. I need you to do me a favor, though. I need you to keep growing. Keep building. And I'm going to catch you in the next episode. You feel me? All right, y'all. We out of here. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to the Solopreneur Chronicles podcast. I hope today's episode gave you the insights and inspiration you need to take the next step in your business journey. If you enjoyed the show, do me a favor, subscribe, leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and share this episode with a fellow solopreneur. Your feedback means the world to me and helps us reach more people just like you. Let's thank our producers of the show, Sincere and Charlie Straughter, Rhea Cash and Theory Porter. So don't forget, for more tips, tools, and resources, subscribe to the show. So just keep building, keep growing, and I'll see you next time.